But they want to cause you a stump. They want to spin the block to stop you from crossing over the threshold because you are this close from being completely and forever out of their grasp. They can't reach you because to reach you at this point, they would have to heal. And they don't want to heal. This ain't just like, oh no, I just pick up the phone and call her, you know what I'm saying? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. To actually energetically get back in your energy, they would have to heal. And they either can't or they don't want to. Because when you keep fucking around in people's energy who are sitting at high ranking positions in the spirit, you Alright, what's good, y'all? I hope y'all good. Thank you for tapping in. This is Sacred Empowerments of the Divine Feminine. I am your girl. You know who it is. It's Yaya. I'm back to just chop it up with y'all. I'm here in the sanctuary vibing. Just chilling. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just turn on the camera and just talk this shit out. Cause yo, today's been kind of, I don't even know what to call it, man. I've been in a space, okay, in a space that I do not enjoy, might I say, because it's not my energy, right? And so, we've been talking a lot about, coming into this new beginning, and many of us, are having a shared experience. And if you're not having it yet, just keep working, keep doing your thing. You're definitely going to come to the point of entering into a new beginning, right? And so we've been talking a lot about this miracle and that's getting ready to hit our lives, and spirit has been talking to me personally about this transition and this new beginning that I'm in and getting ready to step into this expansion, all of this growth and expectation, of course, that comes with it, because your spirit team ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I mean? If you're getting ready to expand, you getting ready to expand. You know what I'm saying? And so I've been very excited about it, for the most part. And in between the little moments of excitement and in between me really grounding and preparing myself and making sure that I'm, dotting my I's and crossing my T's and relaxing into the new elevated version of myself, relaxing into understanding what all that entails. Motherfuckers want to throw their energy, you know what I'm saying? And so today was one of those days where energetically, the morning started out fine. You know what I'm saying? And after about an hour, 2 hours into the morning, I just kind of got a little drab. You know what I'm saying? Just got a little, I'm gonna say frustrated, because to be honest, I don't bother nobody. And I'm just trying to do me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to do what I'm purposed, and the reason why I chose to come here in this particular lifetime, in this particular dispensation, right? Um, I don't bother nobody. You know what I mean? And it's not about bothering anybody. And I know it's not. I know it's about, people see your light. People know you have light. And yes, there are energetic energies in the universe, and then there are people who surrender to those energies and will utilize those energies to try to stop those of us who are really awakening, right? And so today was just one of those days where I kind of was really frustrated in my spirit, because at first I couldn't discern whether it was my energy or whether it was being sent. And so I was frustrated with the confusion, at first. And so I just went and laid back down. I mean, I had got up at like 7 and I'm back laying down at like 11, because I was just like, yo, I can't get in my vibe like this. You know what I'm saying? So I went and laid back down and dozed off, and did receive some downloads and stuff like that, and kind of woke up and was still frustrated with the energy. You know what I'm saying? And you can always tell when somebody is sending energy to you and trying to bombard your mental clarity, because it'll always be someone that you know full well that you have kind of released, You release that connection, you release that individual, you've released it to the universe as to what it's going to be and what it's not going to be. You just been going about fulfilling your destiny and your purpose, and you're not really contemplating it. You know what I'm saying? And so when you start having a bombardment in your thoughts, you know what I'm saying, concerning that individual or that situation or how things played out or past situations and how they played out and what you could have did different and what you wish they had did different, and you know, and you, and it's like, what's going on? I've already overcome this, right? Like, I've already let this go. No, like, dead ass. I'm not even trying to psych myself out to believe I've let this go. How I know I let it go is because everything that it took for me to let it go. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's how I know, because it ain't like I just, would do like I would do back in my 20s or whatever and just suppress the shit, ignore it, and keep it moving. And then the shit pop back up 10 years later and it's like, oh, I'm hurting. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I didn't do that. You know what I mean? I don't do that anymore. If I'm hurting, I'm hurting, and I'm going to process through it, right? And so I did that. If y'all see bugs and shit flying in the camera, it's because I'm in my sanctuary and it's nighttime, and you know how the beetles and shit love the light, child. They love. But see, again, that's my point. These people be operating in the shadows, and because you possess the light, they are attracted to your light. They don't really realize that they're a nuisance, and sometimes they do. But sometimes, like, I thought about it today. I said, I was talking to the spirit. I said, maybe I'm frustrated, not just because I don't feel like I need to be revisiting this, and I don't understand why I'm revisiting this. I don't agree with revisiting it, but yet I feel this constant stream of energy being sent to my crown chakra, and it's like, I don't understand, right? But at the same time, it could be that it's not malicious, you know. I think the first thing we go to is that, oh, somebody attacking me. It could be that you are equally on this person's mind. You are on their mind. You know what I'm saying? And so therefore, because you are intuitive and because you are discerning and because you are an empath and because you did have a connection, you can easily pick up that you're on their mind. And so, or it could be malicious. I'm just giving you options. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just telling you how I was, ironing the situation out in the spirit, just looking at all of the possibilities of what is what. But at the end of the day, um, there is an aspect of this energy where individuals know that you're about to expand and you're about to step over a threshold. You already are out of their arm's reach, right? Because they didn't decide to do the healing. They didn't decide to go on their own healing journey. They decided to sit and soak in their shadows and let their demons knock them upside the head instead of intimately getting to understand their demons, and both them and the demons can grow and get out of the shadows. They decided to just sit there and have a pity party with their demons. Okay, so you have already moved out of their grasp. But because you are about to expand and you're about to grow, and you're about to step over a threshold in your life into a new beginning where old things are passed away, including old people. You understand what I'm saying? Then you are even further about to get out of their grasp, and they can sense it. They can sense that, right? That's not your problem that they can sense it, but I'm telling you that they can sense it. And so what spirit was explaining to me just a few minutes ago before I jumped on the camera was like, you know what, it was really an energy of, and I've been kind of dealing with this for the last well, I've been dealing with it the whole time I've been on social media. But you know you overcome things, and then I guess people think that they'll, I guess when they see you overcome, maybe they get discouraged in sending certain energies, or maybe they just trying to trick you to make you think that they have let up on your ass, and so you have peaceful moments, but then all of a sudden now here it comes again, like motherfuckers want to get in your energy field and bother you. You know what I'm saying? And so it was like the energy today after I was, took my little nap, and I sat down. I watched some videos, and I really didn't do nothing today. I really didn't do anything, creatively outside of sit and have conversations, with the spirit team and try to figure out what's going on. And so what they're explaining to me is that there are individuals who want to absolutely stop you from speaking. They want to stop you from getting on this camera and posting up videos to help divine feminine women go deeper in their divinity, elevate in their divinity. They want to stop what you're talking about. They want to stop you, not because of what you're saying, but because of the authority that you possess. See, me communicating and me using YouTube and me creating this ministry and me sharing with my sisters is just the choice I'm choosing to do. My authority is who I am. So if they weren't trying to stop me in this way, they'd be trying to stop me in another way, like they have been doing my whole life. Right? And so my whole life I'm walking around thinking that life is just life. And no, your life is not just life. These things have been strategically placed in your path to stop you from becoming the version of yourself that you are becoming right now. And so now that you've stepped into the truth of who you are, I guess they figure they'll just keep on with the motherfucking plan. And so it's like at various levels of society, you have, as a divine being, specifically a divine feminine woman, specifically, not saying if you don't fit that model that you don't have situations you have to overcome. You do. But the divine feminine woman is under heavy attack right now from the upper echelon of society. And on top of that, you have the individuals at our lived level of society that also they're not even smart enough sometimes to even know why they're doing it. Right? They're not really smart enough. They're not as smart as the wizards and the warlocks and the sorcerers at the higher, you know what I'm saying? But some of them are knowledgeable enough to be a problem, to be a frustration. Okay? And then the frustration becomes laughable. Right? Because I've said this before. I don't know what you're expecting to happen when you are sending attacks. And now I'm speaking to the people who are doing it. So if you're not one of them, just give me a second, sis. Let me handle this real quick. Because I know they watch, right? I don't know what you think you're doing when you send attacks, mental energy to the solar plexus, energy to the sacral chakra, energy to the root chakra to block an alchemist. I don't really know what you think. I'm trying to figure out what you're expecting. When you send that dense energy to an alchemist, y'all really letting this here little skin and bones and shit fool you. You really are. I mean, this is where it becomes laughable, because it's like, wow. You're really letting these triple D's, these thick thighs, you're really letting this outer shell like completely convince you that whatever you're whipping up in your little kitchens, in your little ceremonies, in your little rituals, on your little altars with your little candles and stuff, is like, do you realize that if you're watching this video, because I'm probably posted up tomorrow, it is May 6th, 2025, approximately somewhere around 10 p.m. And I usually record during the daytime, so this is what I'm saying. I was frustrated today with this shit. Okay? But I'm showing you in real time what your energy produces, so you can see that what you're wasting your time. So it comes and I get frustrated, and guess what I do? I take the frustration and I go within to figure out what it is. When I figure out what it is, because I have a whole legion, a whole host of divine interdimensional beings that stand behind me, in front of me, around me, to the left and to the right, whispering, telling me what's going on. I don't think you understand how this works. So what you're now watching, since I know you watch, is you're watching me use your energy that you sent. You're literally watching me right now use your energy that you sent me today, that you've been sending for at least the last 2 weeks to keep me from being creative. You are watching me use that very same said energy to create. Take a picture. You feel me? Screenshot this shit. Screen record it so you can revisit it the next time that little tricker, that trickster spirit tells you, yeah, this really gonna slow it down. You're watching me right now alchemize the energy, because it pushes me to the point, if the frustration of you bombarding my thoughts, it pushes me to the point. It pushes me where you want me to avoid going. You push me to the point to where I have no choice but to just say, fuck it. I'ma do me. Which is what you don't want me to do, is do me. Divine Feminist. I talked about in the last video, or the one before the last one, I can't remember, about don't take the bait. Don't take the bait, right? And I talked about how people from your past are going to want to come back and try to pull you into, with text messages, conversations, you know what I'm saying, trying to connect with you on the same energy that they used to connect with you, that'll, you know, get you to give up the cookies and whatnot, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, they want to spin the block. But it would be an oversight on my part if I don't explain to you that if, depending on who you're dealing with, and this is why I say sometimes they do it and they don't know they're doing it, because all they're doing is trying to see, before they actually jump in your text messages or jump on your phone and dial the number, or before they get in their car and come to your house, they spend about 2 or 3 days thinking about what they gonna say, how they gonna say it. I wonder what she gonna say when I say this. I wonder what they gonna, if she gonna close the door, and all of that mental energy. So the precursor to them showing back up in your life is the energy you feel in your mind. It's the energy you feel somebody pulling on your fucking energy all day long, nagging like a gnat. Spirit been telling me for at least 4 weeks now about this expansion that I'm about to have, that I'm expecting. Alongside of that conversation about expansion and new beginning has been a conversation about the past returning through somebody, through something, through whatever, right? And actually, this whatever this is, not only is it returning, but when it returns, you will know that you are getting closer. This is the beautiful thing about being locked in for real, for real. While other people think they're causing you stumbling blocks, while they think that they're placing energetic blockages, they don't know that the energetic blockages that they're attempting, that you can feel because you're fully aware, your gifts are fully on. So yes, you can feel it. But when you're really locked in, it's those same said blockages that is the road sign letting you know it's coming. It's coming. The new beginning. You're getting closer. You're getting closer. I know it's frustrating. I know this shit frustrating because you already let this shit go. They, you know what I'm saying? But maybe they, for whatever reason, maybe it's revenge, maybe it's vengeance, maybe they genuinely miss you. Maybe they don't realize that you actually have released them. Maybe they do realize you have released them, that you have cut cords. We talked about that. And they didn't want the cords to be cut. And they're offended that you did. I don't know. Could be a plethora of things going on in the minds of the karmics. I don't know. And that's just dealing with the people in your proximity, whether they be presently in your proximity or whether they be someone who was in your proximity in the past. So there is a past memory. There is a past relationship there. So it's like, okay, those blockages, those energy, that dense energy that you are picking up as an empath, that you feel as a spiritual being, you start having dreams about people that you ain't dreamt about in motherfucking ever, if ever. Okay? All kind of signs and synchronicities are taking place surrounding this etheric cord that you've already cut. And that energy that starts to kind of swirl around the situation in your present, that makes no sense right now in my present for this to be swirling around. No, I don't have all the answers. No, I didn't get the closure that I wanted. No, I didn't get the conversation. No, ain't nobody owned up to nothing. No, ain't nobody said nothing. But it comes to a point, at least with me, where it's like, fuck them. Fuck it. I'm still breathing, bitch. I'm still here. I'm still here. Which means what for me? Keep going. Keep going. Because the mission has to be accomplished. My personal success of divine inheritance that I came here to receive must be accomplished at all costs. I don't cause nobody no harm. I don't sacrifice people. Cutting somebody off who's done me harm is not a sacrifice. Okay? I don't do wickedness. I'm as magical as the next motherfucker, but I don't do stuff to harm people. Because I'm from the divine courthouse. Do you understand what I'm saying? I understand spiritual laws. More than anything, I understand spiritual law, right? So I don't do stuff like that. It's you who want to be something that you are, but you ain't because you won't go about it the right way. It's you who are not going to overcome or evolve this lifetime. It's you who like to break spiritual laws. I'm talking to the ones who watching, I ain't talking to my sisters. It's you. But we ain't all cut from the same cloth. What I need you to understand, if you can even understand it, is that we're not cut from the same cloth. I'm not you. Thank the mother that I'm not you. Because I wouldn't want to be in your shoes, fucking with me. I wouldn't want to be. That energy that they send to you, divine feminines, just that you start picking up, or even if they're not sending it, but you're picking it up. You're picking up the plans. You're picking up the energy of their strategizing, of how they're going to trick you next. You're picking up the conversation and the gossip about how they going to move and how they going to come in and say sweet things to you, and you going to just watch what she do. She just going to give it a watch what she do. You're picking up the energy of them strategically trying to be a stumbling block to you way before they even show up. And in some instances, their desire to cause you a stumbling block The desire to get in your way is because there's something you are creating and you're bringing forth that's going to be such a blessing to other women, to other men, to children, to spiritual people who are evolving. There's something you're doing. May not look like what I'm doing, or it may. You may have a desire to move towards being a spiritual sharer with her, okay? If you don't want to use the word teacher, right? You may want to express your spirituality so that somebody else can maybe learn something from it, or you may be doing that, or you may be just making a difference in your community. You may be starting a charity, or you have a heart to start a charity for women or a charity for young girls, or it could be anything. But they want to cause you a stump. They want to spin the block to stop you from crossing over the threshold because you are this close from being completely and forever out of their grasp. They can't reach you because to reach you at this point, they would have to heal, and they don't want to heal. This ain't just like, oh no, I just pick up the phone and call her, you know what I'm saying? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. To actually energetically get back in your energy, they would have to heal. And they either can't or they don't want to. Because when you keep fucking around in people's energy who are sitting at high-ranking positions in the spirit, you reach a point. I said this in another message. Y'all better understand when you're dealing with a light, and darkness. I'm not like you. I don't just sit in darkness and just, because when you do that, then you're not balanced. And I don't just sit in light because when you do that, you're not balanced. It requires for me to be in both. Requires you, divine feminine, to be in both. That's how you keep eluding them. Second, they send something, you didn't slither it all off over here on this way. You ain't even over there no more. You already over here. When you keep messing around in people's energy that you shouldn't mess around in, you have moved beyond karma. And you're moving, or you've moved yourself into being under judgment. And this is why I say you can't heal. Not this lifetime. For messing around in people's energy who you shouldn't. I don't know you. I don't bother you. I don't mess with you. I ain't calling you. I ain't harassing you. I ain't doing nothing to you. I ain't sending no work no way. I don't even do work at this point. I'm so motherfucking locked in. I don't have to touch. I got a whole, let me show you. I got a whole damn work shit over here with all of the bells and whistles, okay? All of the candles, all of the sage, all of the everything, all of the nails and glass and shit and jars and all. I got it all too. Barely even touch it. It's a whole sanctuary. It's a working sanctuary. I got all that shit too. And what I don't have, I could go get. I don't do it. Not because I'm scared, because I've passed that point. While y'all still over there burning candles and shit, looking through mirrors and crystal balls and shit, throwing cards and shit. They let me know every time you get a reading on me. They let me know every time you burn a candle on me. They let me know, and I don't do, and I still, because I already know they on your ass. I already know it. I don't even worry about it. I feel the energy. It may frustrate me. I may be down for a few hours trying to figure out whether it's my energy or what's going on. Once I figure that out, I'll come out that shit and get right back on the camera and do what I do, because I know what you want. You want me to stop talking. You want me to stop sharing the truth. The truth. So nobody else can begin to decipher your motherfucking lies from the truth. You don't want nobody, you don't want women to heal. You don't want women to remember that they are interdimensional divine beings. You don't want them to remember. So you want to shut me up because I have the task to help them remember. By what? By just reflecting. You little patriarchal, patrix-minded men, you're on the verge of being gutted. You're gonna be gutted. You're gonna be gutted. Like a fish. You're gonna be gutted. People dying around you. You damn near dead. Some of you have lost the facility and the functionality of your organ. Since you like to use your organ to trap women and pull from women's energy vampirically between their thighs, then the mother has just cut off your organ. You don't work no more. Or is diseased. And you still. See, this is why I make it a point that I'm talking to my sisters. Because some of you men, you're such knuckleheads. You're knuckleheads all down in your balls. You knuckleheads. And you will not receive correction. So why should I spend any time creating for you? And some of you silly women, you patriarchal-minded women who need a nigga to tell you everything, you can't even wipe your behind good unless he tell you how to. You're going to be gutted too. Because at some point, you have to remember who you are as an individual, as a goddess. At some point. But you won't receive correction. Because you worried about who going to pay your bills and who going to feed your babies, and I need him because he be out here selling that dope for me and everything, and then we be getting Jordans and Nikes and we got big screen TVs and shit, and he give me money. Silly women laden with sins. That's what the Bible calls you. Woman of bondage. You love bondage over your own freedom. You would rather be a slave to a man that you gave birth to. Not your biological sons, but you have to understand how this go. See, if you had left me alone, I wouldn't be on here like in raw form. But see, this is what you do when you mess with me. Could have just left me alone. But no. So, shit, since you're watching, Divine Feminines, let me explain something to you. If you do not know, and even if you do, this will be confirmation. Let me share this with you. The power you hold, the universal power and authority that you have inside of you is both coveted and hated. You have to balance that. It's both coveted and hated. They only want it because they hate you for having it. They only want it because they don't have it. But they're not supposed to. And they have created a society that has now deceived themselves, because now they can't remember where their power and authority actually is. So they have no choice but to try to siphon off from you. It is the most ass backwards thing, and do not let the patrix play in your energy. Alchemize that shit and get back on your throne. Alchemize that shit and get back to what the mother has told you to do. Alchemize that shit and and continue to being the divine goddess that you are. And don't let nobody tell you that you're not a goddess. That's a lie. Okay? They want you to believe that you're only human. They want you to believe. They need you to believe that you are only human. Yeah, they'll let you believe that you have a soul and a spirit. Yeah, of course. You're way more than soul and spirit. You're way more than flesh and bones. You understand? I appreciate everybody's support who does support. All of my goddesses, my sisters, I appreciate your support, your comments, your likes. You understand? And as long as you all are receiving and enjoying and being encouraged and enlightened from me, and you continue to let me know in the comments, because let me explain something to you. I'm on this platform for y'all. Not because you asked me for it, but maybe you asked the universe for it. Maybe the spirit, your spirit team knew you needed to hear something. So they led you to me. They led me to you. Remember, we're just reflections. But I have no problem continuing to alchemize this shit and show up on this platform and continue to share with you, because this is not just, I'm not the only one going through this. I'm not crazy enough to believe that. And so as we share and as I show up, and then you get in the comments to let me know that you needed to hear that, or that encouraged you, or thank you, anything like that, just a purple heart lets me know that I said something that you needed to hear. And that means more to me than these old lighting ass wanna be great but can't find, well, I don't even know what greatness is and probably can't spell it, as people. Okay. So I love y'all, all right? I love y'all. I really do. Yeah. They had me hot. I was walking around the house and I was like, right? So like I said, you know, sometimes people just, I don't know, they're at their wits' end trying to keep up with the High Priestess. It's just, their wheels are spinning, you know what I mean, trying to keep up with the High Priestess, and I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I should be flattered, but it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? I love you guys. Thank you so much for tapping this. Thank you for making space for me to, you know what I'm saying, deal with a little light work. You know what I'm saying? And I still hope I said something. I hope just me coming on and sharing, you know, encouraged you, you know what I'm saying, or uplifted you, or enlightened you, or strengthened you, or gave you just that extra thing to deal with whatever you're dealing with, to know that you can overcome it. And it's just comes with the territory, like a moth to a flame. You feel me? I'll see you guys on the next one, all right? Stay powerful, stay abundant, stay prosperous, and most of all, stay divinely beautiful. Peace, family.